Whitney faced demons she couldn't control.
So the biggest devil is me. I'm either my best friend or my worst enemy.
Did Bobby Brown ruin Whitney Houston's life?
We fought hard. We loved hard.
I still loved her.
It disturbed me. I was disturbed.
Their only daughter lost her fight to the same demons.
If I could get those 2 days back, my daughter would be here.
Their marriage turned from a dream into turmoil.
We were so much like each other that it made sense.
I was, little by little, starting to take pieces of myself out of the home. And I even asked him to leave.
The last few years of our marriage, it was terrible.
Whitney's life was full of physical and emotional pain.
I just knew, I was like, you don't smell right, you don't look right, something's going on.
So how did she step into that slippery slope?
I am not self-destructive. I'm not a person who wants to die. I'm a person who has life and wants to live.
Houston and Brown met when they were on top.
When you find love, you find it. I mean, it finds you, I should say. Between me and her, it was so instant. We were so much like each other that it made sense.
They stayed together, despite all the critics.
They thought we would last 6 weeks. They thought we would last 6 months. But we went 6 years.
The rock and roll lifestyle took over shortly after their wedding.
I didn't even date in my 20s. It was rough. It was rough. I think I kind of reverted back as I got older and said, well, I'm just gonna party, you know? It was kind of a rebel in me, you know?
Whitney gained even more fame after Bodyguard.
I was on a whirlwind by that point in time. I was going everywhere. That record was so huge.
Brown supported her after the birth of their daughter.
Oh, God. I had my baby in one hand, and I had the man of my life I loved so very much, and I was crazy for it, with me. And he had just put everything aside of his own and just said, I'll go with you, don't worry about it. We'll do this thing.
However, that's when their marriage cracked.
Was he jealous of you?
He's not gonna like this, but yes.
They were on the covers of all the gossip outlets. Brown couldn't handle Whitney's success.
I think somewhere inside, something happens to a man when a woman has that much control or has that much fame.
On top of that, he cheated on Houston a few times. Women are always throwing themselves at you. I'm only human, so I would make the mistake and bite the hook sometimes.
It disturbed me. I was disturbed.
Soon, Whitney found out about his infidelities.
I just knew, I was like, you don't smell right, you don't look right, something's going on. And then all this other stuff started coming out about him being with this one or that one, or being too promiscuous, dragging dirt into my home.
It was something that was against her nature.
Holy matrimony was a very serious thing for me, because that's how I was raised. I never cheated, I never did none of that stuff.
But Whitney continued to love Bobby after all.
He supported me, he loved me. We fought hard, we loved hard. And I think at some point in time, other things began to take place.
She stayed with him even after his aggression became physical.
Yeah, but I started moving furniture out the house. I was, little by little, starting to take pieces of myself out of the home. And I even asked him to leave. And he said, no, you leave. I said, it's my house.
Their unhealthy lifestyle only made it all worse.
The last few years of our marriage, it was terrible. Both of us, trying to be clean, and one of us trying to be clean and the other one don't want to be clean, and it's a big struggle.
Their marriage was over after their breakup in 2006. Whitney obtained custody of Bobby Christina. But her bad habits eventually ruined Whitney's life.
Breaking news tonight, the death of singing star Whitney Houston at the age of 48.
She left this world on February 11th, 2012. Many thought that Brown put her on a slippery slope.
It wasn't me. It started her. And I take my part, and I take it hard for me even being a part of it. But we all have our own minds.
He did a lot of hurtful things to Whitney. But in fact, it was her brother who influenced her.
Yeah, Bobby was, he was after.
Michael Houston has to carry this burden to this day.
I have my own demons to live with, and I feel responsible for it, always have. I just felt like I should have taken better care of her.
Unfortunately, nobody could turn back time. Bobby Brown still regrets the way it all ended.
We should have been better. We could have been better. At such a young age for us both to have any and everything that we wanted was a blessing and a curse.
Then their daughter fell victim to bad habits. Brown said he could have saved Bobby Christina.
2 days before what happened to my daughter, she was to come out here to Los Angeles with me. If I could get those 2 days back, my daughter would be here.
He still remembers the last words he told her.
Last thing I told her, I just said, let go. I said, it's okay. You can go with your mom. Daddy will be all right.
Bobby Christina's fate is frighteningly similar to her mom. Whitney was one of the greatest singers to ever live. But she couldn't win a fight with her own demons.
Nobody makes me do anything I don't want to do. It's my decision. So the biggest devil is me. I'm either my best friend or my worst enemy, and that's how I have to deal with it.
Do you think Whitney was sadly her biggest enemy?